Welcome to the MS&Me Radio Network. The broadcast shows are for informational and entertainment purposes only. They are not designed to provide listeners with specific personal, medical, or counseling advice. Individuals with a medical issue should always consult their healthcare provider. MS&Me is not responsible for content of individual shows. The views expressed by show hosts or their guests are their own. Enjoy the show.
What's up, MS Champion family? How is it? This is Warrior Chris. Hope everyone's having a good day. Let's just get right into today's topic. And today's topic is going to be about procedures. And because today I had a procedure called an upper endoscopy. And basically it's they stick a tube down your throat and to check your stomach. And because I've been having stomach issues and stuff, so they just wanted to check my stomach out. And one first thing I want to talk about is just the thought of getting anesthesia. You know, you can hear plenty of stories, but, 9 times out of 10, you're going to be all right. But me, and I've had anesthesia before. I had 4 wisdom teeth pulled at once, 3 or 4. I think it was 4. I always say 4, but I think it was 4. But, so I've been put to sleep before and then woke up and it's like, wow, it's done that fast. So it's like, yeah, it seems like a quick process, but I don't know why this time I do know why. And I'm going to say, because I just I didn't know if the anesthesia was going to mix, but it wasn't like anesthesia for like a surgery. This was like general sedation, basically put me to sleep and right then and there. And let me tell you, it was the most funniest thing ever because I remember going in there and when she started the sedation, they put all the monitors, they had my heart monitor up and everything. They kind of saw that I was nervous, so they told me to calm down. And then when the sedation started, I started getting loopy and woof. And so, and right when the anesthesia started to kick in, like I said, I started to get loopy, but then I remember I started giggling and they started giggling with me. And I said, I was like, you guys, I'm floating right now. And then I said, what even will be better? I said, Mariah Carey. And they said, and my doctor said, what song would you like to hear by her? And she was so kind enough to change it and put that on for me. And she put the song on for me. And all I know is I heard the beginning of the track and I don't remember anything from that. But then I remember waking up and I was coughing because I had like a little mini asthma attack while I was under the sedation, because she said she heard some wheezing while I was while the tube was in me while I was having the sedation. And while like I said, I was under the sedation and they gave me the asthma pump because I woke up and I was coughing. I remember that. And so they gave me an asthma pump to come home. So that part, I'm glad. It was really, they took care of me. Everybody was so kind. Like I can't be more blessed and more thankful for that, because if you dealing with some nurses or something who's not in the best mood for the day, that can really throw everything off, and you don't want to do that and deal with that. So I'm very blessed that I had that part of it. And then again, just being put under, but I'm fine, like with the anesthesia. Like I don't know why it was just all in my mind, like being so nervous. And then just having MS period, like your nerves get bad. So I'm very blessed for that part of it. And then it was the part of just an actual tube going down your throat. Like, oh my goodness, I'm like, a tube is gonna go down my throat and in my stomach. What, where, who, when, why, and what word they do that in? Like seriously, it's like I didn't want to do that. And thinking about it, it's like, do you want to see what's going on, or do you keep want the same issues to come up? And it gets worse over time. So it's better to catch everything early on, because I'm almost a year into my diagnosis of MS, so I want to know everything that's going on now. But stomach issues, that's not really in regards to MS or anything like that. But still, I still just want to know everything health wise. Let's knock it out. Let's find it. Let's catch it while it's early. So yeah, that's that part of it. Just thinking about it. A long tube, but I went to sleep, didn't feel anything. I was knocked out. And I'm blessed for that because I don't want to be awake with that. Nope, 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 no. I don't want to be awake. I don't want to see the tube. I'm glad they didn't even show me, or I didn't even, like I said, didn't even see it, because I think I probably would have had a panic attack, you know. And what's been keeping me going this week, because I was really dreading it up to the day, and I almost wanted to call this week and get the because now they have a camera endoscopy, and that's a pill that you swallow, and you can swallow the camera, and they look inside your stomach. And I almost called it, wanted to get that, but I'm like, no, I'm gonna be a man about this. I'm not saying well, I shouldn't say that. No, I'm gonna just be an adult about this. I'm gonna just get it and see what's going on with me. And I'm very glad that I did it, because now we don't. I don't know if we have like the results, but she did say she saw some redness, and she is kind of concerned about the redness, a lot of redness in my stomach. So I'm gonna make an appointment with her for 2 weeks from now, and just see what she says. And I have my appointment with my physician tomorrow, so I'm gonna tell her everything, how it went, what went down. You know, it was, like I said, it was excellent. So I was well taken care of it. So it's not gonna be any negative things to say about it. No negative things to say about it at all. And so right now, how I'm feeling, I feel all right. You know, I'm in pain because that's my MS. I'm always in pain, but my chest hurts really, really bad. I can definitely tell from the throat. It does kind of hurt to swallow. I just ate finally, and you know, you cannot eat. That's the thing with the upper endoscopy. You cannot eat from midnight on until you get your upper endoscopy. So if you have to get there in the night, you cannot eat from that time. So you will be hungry, or drink even water, nothing at all. So remember that if you have to get that procedure. Um, you know, like, and going back to that, my chest is hurting, like not really well, badly, but it's not like too bad, but it does hurt really bad. And my throat is kind of hurting. It hurts to swallow a little bit, but I ate lunch, so that was fine. Didn't bring anything back up. I'm not really gonna, I don't really drink juice anyway. I drink mainly water, but I'm not gonna, I was gonna make some Kool-Aid because I wanted something sweet. Like, nah, 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 nah. And I ate a cookie, but the cookies are really soft. So excuse me. I'm sorry for that. But yeah, the cookie's really soft, so I didn't have that to worry about either. So in all, the procedure went really, really, really well. And I can't thank nobody but God and everyone who's been supporting me for that, because I was a nervous wreck. I mean, when I tell you a nervous wreck, a nervous wreck. I couldn't be more nervous than anything, because how am I supposed to, you know, I don't think anyone who's never had this procedure done, I think anyone who's never had it done, I think they probably would be, unless like you're a real soldier, like nothing bothers you, I think they would have the same thing as me, as I did, the nerve wracking. And then especially the day of, you're like, oh goodness, I just want this to go right. And I said so many prayers, and I cannot, like I said, I cannot thank God and everyone who's supporting me, because without prayer, I'm telling you, I don't know where I would be, you know. And this is a really time, like in my life, that I really have to call on God, because God is what's there. God is real, you know, and God is with me, walking with me through this journey. He knows I'm meant for this journey. He gave it to me for a reason. I'm not saying God gave me the disease, but if it's going to be a part of my life, I know my destiny is to raise awareness. And as I always state, that's my destiny. So that's why, again, I'm going to always talk about what I go through. And today I had a procedure. And so, and then, as I want to talk about this too, as I breathe in, I do feel like tightness, and it hurts, you know, a bit. And but I don't think that's going to be nothing where I literally I had a tube down my throat. So this is what we have to expect. And so I also want to talk about, you know, getting a procedure and then already having MS, and like the fear of that. Make sure you really, really, really consult with your physician, or mainly your neurologist, because your neurologist is most likely is the one giving you all your medications for your MS, and make sure that the anesthesia or just anything in general, whatever's going to happen, that they consult your GI doctor, consults, or any kind of procedure that you're going to have, they consult with your neurologist, and I made sure of that. I called and everything got confirmed for me, so it was fine for me to get this. And I remember just thinking today, wait, am I just gonna be put to sleep and they're not gonna monitor? I was wondering, I'm like, are they gonna monitor my heart? And I think I saw something, but that's another story. But well, I was gonna say, I talked to a young lady and she also like guided me, like she was telling me everything that's gonna happen and everything will be okay, like you should be fine. And it was just all in my nerves. And then I'm like, oh my gosh. And then when I got back there, the lady was, the other nurse told me, she said, yep, you'll be hooked up to a whole bunch of monitors. So if you start, something happens, goes wrong, they know what to do. You'll be hooked up to monitors. And that made me feel so much more comfortable. And then, they took about maybe an hour and 30 minutes to come back and get me. I was just in the waiting room, but I was fine. I had my phone, so I thought I wasn't going to be able to have my phone back there, but they let me take my phone, had my bag of everything. All I had to do, just get the procedure, and that's another thing too. Like sometimes when you're in your nerves and you're in your mind, that really can be the biggest fear. That right there is the fear in itself, and that's why it's really good to pray the day of your procedures, guys. I'm not telling you to like be religious or anything, but please at least pray, meditate, do something, some sort of something, calm you down. And I have my music, guys know I'm a music fanatic, and I've been writing all this week. That's really been taking my mind off of it. And I can't be blessed for those things, more blessed for those things, because this procedure really was nerve-wracking. And also, I know I'm kind of jumping, but I'm just trying to get everything like told. And you have to have someone there to pick you up, because you're going to be loopy. After I was in the recovering area, I was so out of it, like floating, dizzy. My legs were kind of wobbly. So I had to be wheeled out in a wheelchair to my grandfather. My grandfather was there. He came back and I wanted to see him. That's the first thing. I just like, please, I want to see my grandfather. I think I asked about him for like 3 times, and he came back there. He saw. So I was just so happy. I'm like, oh, and like, these are the times. This is another thing I want to talk about too. These are really, really the times when, you really, really, really need your family, your friends, because if I didn't have my family and my friends telling me it will be all right, I don't know what I would be, where I would be. I can't imagine someone who, because some people can be in a situation, they have MS or they have another illness and they're alone. They don't have any family, any friends. They may, or, all of them may have gone on, or they, maybe estranged, and just different things. And that can be a lot on someone. And like I said, I can't be more blessed for my support system at all. Because, excuse me, I don't know why I say, oh, I can't be more grateful and blessed for my support system, because it's what I need in this in this state of my life at the moment, and I have to live with MS for the rest of my born life. So it's very important. Yesterday I went out. I went and sat at a bar outside with. It was really good weather here in DC. Yesterday, well, not good weather, excuse me, but it felt nice. It was really nice outside. It was like middle weather in the 70s, and so I went and I was like, let me go hang with my girls for a little bit, because that'll really take my mind off of the procedure, and it really did. And I liked really just being there with them. And we didn't even talk about it, didn't even bring it up. I was telling another young lady who I hadn't seen in a while about it, but it really it really really it just really made me feel well. I'm sorry. No, excuse me, guys, forgive me, my chest. But like I said, it really just made me feel good. At the end of the day, that's all I can say. It really makes you feel good when you have that support system behind you. And I want to say this, as I've stated this a couple times in other segments. Don't be afraid to ask any questions. If you are uncomfortable, or if you know you're really nervous, ask questions. That's what they're there for. They are there to help you, there to guide you, and they want to make sure that you are so comfortable within that procedure. And going forward, that's what I did though. Any questions that I had, I asked my doctor 2 weeks ago, my GI doctor, and then today I asked questions again, and they were so friendly, so kind, so open to answering them. And that's what you need, because especially I think this is going to be the word of the night, is nerve wracking. When your nerves are racking you, when your nerves are just in your mind and you're nervous and you're trying not to be nervous. Because I can say this, I was nervous, and then here comes the day I was very, very nervous, but I wasn't as nervous as I was last week, because just thinking about it, I really didn't want the procedure. And I'm like, oh goodness. But I went to church and prayed, had people they prayed for me. Everybody's telling me they've been praying for me. So it's been nothing but a blessing, and it went smoothly, and I was in God had me. God had my back. And I'm just so blessed for that. And again, the procedure, it's no pain at all. You're asleep, completely sedated. You don't feel anything. You don't feel anything until later. You wake up. My chest didn't really start hurting until maybe, I remember I was in a recovering room. I started feeling it. But now that I'm not there right now, I'm really feeling it a lot more. And like I said, I know that's just going to be a part of it. So something else that I wanted to speak about is research. And I've talked about this in another segment, but I want to talk about this specific procedure. I do not recommend you, and this is my honest and truthful opinion, I do not recommend anyone, if you're going to have an upper endoscopy, I don't recommend you looking that up. Because when I looked it up and what I saw, like I said, I'm glad I didn't see that tube today. But when I saw that tube on the internet, I'm like, oh, heck no. They about to try to go down with that. And it didn't look soft. It looked like a piece of metal that's sticking down there. So I'm like, goodness gracious, what are they doing? So, and then I looked up the camera pill, the capsule endoscopy. And that's, like I said, that's what made me want to change my mind. So again, do not look up anything that's going to terrify you, and if your nerves are on 10, they're going to go to 20. Trust and believe me. Yes. So again, not people, warrior fam, research, nope, leave that out. You don't want to scare yourself. And I want to talk about like the aftermath of anesthesia. And like I said, I was loopy. I was out of it. And then waking up, I'm still loopy and out of it. And legs were shaking as I was waking up. And it's worn off by now. I'm fine right now. But it took about maybe, from the time my grandfather drove me back home and we got in the car and then I got home, it took about maybe, I'll say that was, 30, 45 minutes of worth of, me still being under that anesthesia. So just be aware of that. And you can't you cannot get an upper endoscopy without you being with someone. You have to have someone there with you. They will not give you your upper endoscopy if someone's not there to pick you up. Regardless of the situation, someone has to be there to pick you up. When you go in the back to start getting your vitals taken, and they're going to ask you questions and why you're there, your birthday, just, regular things they ask you. They're going to ask you, is someone there to pick you up? And on the form that my doctor gave me, she said, and she told me herself, she said, we will not do the procedure if no one's there to pick you up. So, someone needs to be there with you. And, just take it easy, take it easy when you get home. Relax, watch some TV, or just do whatever you do to relax, but at least, or lay down for a while because you're gonna need to go home and rest. You shouldn't go back to work, especially after you have that. And everyone is different, but I feel like you're gonna know something was in your chest, and that's gonna be it's a very uncomfortable feeling. So you shouldn't try to go back if you work at, like, a fast food restaurant, if you work at an office or anything like that. Shouldn't try to go and sit through that and push through that. No matter what, take that day, the rest of that day, to yourself. So, and in closing, I would like to say I'm very blessed to be able to have certain things done. Even though I hate having to get tests ran and, things like that, because you're always worried, oh, what's going to happen now? What am I going to be at? What is MS doing to me? What is this? What is that? But I can say I'm very blessed that I just I have what I have, and being able to get those tests, because I would want to know, just me personally, I want to know. At the same time, sometimes I don't want to know. For example, the other day, I've been having a lot of back issues, and I don't know what's going on with my back, but I have a physician appointment tomorrow, and I'm going to mention that to her. So I want, I just want, I just want to know everything. So, oh, excuse me, I know I jumped, but I know I want to know everything, but I wanted to go to the emergency room because my back was it was hurting extremely bad, and it's on one side, and it's been happening on one side, on the left side, for about maybe a month and a half now, and haven't really said nothing much to anyone but my mom and some friends. But I really wanted to go to the emergency room, but I didn't go because I felt like, I was like, I know it's going to ease up, but I know it's going to come back too, because it always goes away and comes back. I just want to know what that is. And so, with that being said, I didn't go to the emergency room. Then I'm like, what if something is really wrong? And they could have went and found it that day, that I went to the emergency room. So, guys, when we, like, if it's on our mind and something is bothering me and we feel like something is not right, let's go to the doctor. Let's go to the emergency room. Let's go find the best outlet, the best way to make sure that we can stay, at least we can be up to par with ourselves, if that makes sense, because we don't want to sit and then just let it get worse and worse and worse. If there's a way for us, that we can at least get some relief and calm something down, let's get that. So, MS Champions, it's been lovely speaking to you guys again. I love you all so much. I just want to thank everyone who's been tuning into this station. It really means a lot to me. People, come to my social media. Hit me up in the DM. I always say my social medias. Young MS Warrior. That's my Instagram. At Young MS Warrior. Young is spelled regular, as I always say, because we young people use slang. And my Instagram is the same one, Young MS Warrior. I'm gonna start filming again, but I just took a little hiatus, and then I'm gonna start uploading a bit more on my YouTube, get things popping on there, But again, thank you guys. Thank you guys for even listening to all the way through this, because, today was kind of a nerve-wracking day for me, but I'm just blessed to even be speaking right now, and I get to share my knowledge that I had and my experiences with you guys. Procedure wasn't an easy thing to go with, because, at the end of the day, we don't have to do anything, but we don't want nothing to get worse. So it's good that I went along with it. And that's one thing I want. If I can inspire and help you guys know, go with it. We may not want it. We may not want it. Again, we may not want it, but we need it. But we need it. I'll say it again, but we need it. So I love you guys so much. You've been tuned in to MS Champion Radio. This is Chris Carter signing off. Let's do this. Let's fight.